Hey friends, it's me. I freshly returned from Adepticon and back in her home space. The well-rounded nerd. Adepticon was fun. That it was fun. It was a good time. It's tiring. It's exhausting. I weighed myself this morning. I lost 5 pounds. I ate like crap. You know why? 5 pounds were lost because you walk 7 miles a day. Like I'm not kidding. I have a smartwatch. Yeah, it told me how much I was walking every day. Just whoo. And we had, you know, as close as you can get without being in the connected hotel. But it was a lot of fun. I do have to say thank you. It's kind of weird. Because my corner of the internet is this big. I don't have a big corner of the internet. But for people to be excited to say hi to you at an event like that, not gonna lie, it warmed my cold dead heart. My heart's not cold and or dead. But it did. It brought a smile to my face. And for everyone that I got to say hey to, all the other creators I got to say hey to, like thank y'all for being awesome. We saw so many cool games. I'm gonna do a haul video this weekend. I won't get my haul until Saturday because we had to send some boxes home with someone who drove because me and Mr. Otaku flew. And I was like, oh no, I can pack all of this, and I started packing. I was like, oh, she did the most. We might be driving next time because he's making a Titan too, and we want to play doubles, and if we both bring our Titans we gotta drive because the Beta Monarchia doesn't fly well. But one of the things I'm going to start kicking off, I'm going to start building some smaller boxes for practice because one of the things I did at Adepticon was take the Artist Opus dry brushing class. And let me tell you, first of all, what an amazing group of creators, instructors, just humans in general. They had a really good instructor to student ratio. So if they have like a more advanced class next year, I'm totally going to try to sign up for it because who was sitting on pins and needles waiting to get into the con of adepts and sign in was me. But like worth every penny. And part of the class included the cost of a set of brushes that they were only giving out in that class. So I walked away with 4 brushes, and they gave us a dry palette as part of the class. And the techniques that I learned, I was just like, okay, I think I can do this because there's some really big, beautiful figures that I have not built yet because I don't know if I can do them justice. Like I have Demon Fulgrim. I have had Rabute primed in ultramarine blue for nearly 2 years. He is in a little plastic box. I have put little Fulgrim together and also in a plastic box because I'm like, can I paint them? Because I painted my Demon Lorgar and his whole face is a mess. I'm gonna have to print another one and try again because luckily that one was a 3D print. But I bought Demon Lorgar, like I bought Lorgar at the 30K booth. So like they didn't have a Vulcan. Really wanted a Vulcan. It's fine. I want all the 4 Primarchs that I love. Lorgar, Fulgrim, Lurubute, and Vulcan. Those are my Primarchs that I know the most about and legions I know the most about. I know about some other legions, but we all know the lore the most of the ones that we like the most. That's how it works. Don't ask me nothing about Mortarion. I don't know. I don't know nothing about Mortarion, except his name. I do know about Angry Ron, though. Yeah, and you know what? He has every right to be angry. That's how I feel. What would you do if you had nails stuck in your head all the time? Anywho, but that class was like I learned so many good techniques. They did a really good job explaining color theory, which I stink at color theory, but like how the buildup of the shadows and like why, like one of the figures they gave us, which again have to unpack, but we built up, from a base layer up to like a bright orange and yellow, and then like what's in the recesses. And I was like, oh my god, it was mind changing, earth shattering. No, earth building for me, nothing shattered, but I was like, okay, I see how you're doing this. And they've developed a really cool technique with their brushes. I don't know if this works for every dry brush, but they make really good dry brushes. And not in the class did they just teach you, techniques, but how to use the dry brush properly, how to take care of it properly. I'll be honest, I learned how to get paint out of a G-Dub's pot the right way. What was she doing? Dipping directly into the pot. Uh, there's a better way. There's a better way. So I learned a lot, like even like where you put paint on your palette. But when I get into building and painting videos again, you'll see all that. But it got me thinking I need to still practice before I get to the rest of the nights that I have, before I really start doing my Primarchs. Like I really want to do the Salamander army. I have the models for it. I just haven't done it yet. So here's how I'm going to practice. I have 2 sets of these of the novitiates. Yes. So in the novitiate kill team, you get a duelist, superior, dialogus, condemner, a pronatus, reliquarius, hospitaler, or is it hospitalier? Anyway, exactor, preceptor, and a penitent. These are really lovely models, and because I have 2 of them, I can take the painting risk. But I want to build them and work on my color buildup on these. And then last year for Christmas, my stepson and my mother-in-law got me a command squad, which I didn't know what I was going to do with these, but these are actually fantastic because I'm going to end up with 3 Praetors after I build a couple of other boxes. Um, so I'm going to build this command squad and again do some practice. Like, can I make a better command squad for Fabulous Bill? Because I'd love to have enough. I the other half of my original Horus Heresy box, I always intended those to be salamanders. This could be my salamanders, Praetors command squad. So these will be great to practice on. And then my first historicals practice, which I'm going to have to do better than just practice on these, but I feel like after I do these, I'm going to try these. So I got this for myself. This is from Warhammer 40,000. This is the Astra Militarum Hell's Last. Why do I want the Astra Militarum Hell's Last? Class, why would you want this? Have you been paying attention? Do you know who this is? Do you see that? Who is that? It's my girl. It's Minka Lesk. That's why I want it. But it's Minka Lesk, Commander Shan, Confessor Talbias, Trooper Jaromir, and Sergeant Guarnia. So I'm not great at historicals because she paints this. she does Space Marines. But I feel like because the novitiates are human, because that's like kind of a thing with the sisters. The part of the lore of the sisters, and how they're separate from Space Marines is that you cannot be augmented. So let's be real. We love our Space Marines. This is no. I have 7,000 points of Emperor's Children at this point, and there will be more. They're mutants. They're barely human once the apothecaries get done with them. But to be a sister, to be in the novitiate, you have to be fully human, which that's kind of great. That's kind of like they're still super strong and capable, but it's different because it's more under their own merit and power, if that makes sense. Not that I'm not anti-Space Marine at all. Obviously not. Y'all see my army. Some of y'all saw my army in person. It was so funny because people, when I was down in the 30K space to play, folks kept walking by like, "Are you the girl with the bedazzled army?" Yes, I am, and I got more to bedazzle. That was hilarious. A couple of folks who saw my YouTube channel actually asked to play, and thank you. That was cool. I'm not the best player, never claimed to be. There's so many rules, and the rules are so crunchy. Um, and then it turned out in Zone Mortalis, I accidentally, I, I, I built a list based on the old rules. Oops. Oops. And I'll be honest, you gotta give yourself some grace with these games because I don't know about y'all, but I have a job. I have bills to pay. So as much time as I'd love to spend learning all the rules all the time, sometimes I'm reading the rules 2 days before an event to refresh myself because I have a job. So give yourself grace, give everybody else grace. Do your best. Yeah, I mean, Bama Heresy, we have a really good community, a bunch of us from like North Alabama, Middle Tennessee, North Florida. A whole bunch of us were there, and it was kind of great because I had some folks asking like, what is it like to be, to be there? Like, I'll be honest, like Adepticon itself, I think is a very well run, well maintained event. Like, I have been a cosplay girly at some other events when I was younger. Not now, honey, not now. When she was young. It's so funny. Anytime I would tell people how old I was, they're like, "Oh, yeah, 43. I miss being 42. It was better." Um, but yeah, I've been a cosplay girly at some other conventions that we shall not name, and haven't gone back for reasons I don't think YouTube will let me talk about. Um, Adepticon, at least for me, I can only speak from a place of I. Everyone is so excited to play their games, and there's so many demos going on. There are new games showing up. Everyone is really there for the games. All, not just Warhammer. Is G Dubs the biggest sponsor? Yes, but there was just as big a Star Wars playing space as the 40K's playing space. Like, more people came this year. I think last year was like just over 8,000. It was around the 12,000 mark this year. So the big auditorium, the big main event space that I showed you, like the part where G Dubs was, that wasn't open to us last year. All of it was from kind of the vendor booth over to the side, but they put G Dubs over there, and then where G Dubs was, that's where the vendors were, and then Star Wars got the side where the vendors used to be. Like, it was amazing. Um, and just so many unique worlds, and like all the vendors there are people who support gaming. So they'll talk to you about why their mat is the better mat, or how you choose an airbrush. I went to the Iowata booth because I wanted a new airbrush because, 8 wasn't enough. Um, 4 of them came with the air compressor, and they're, I'm not gonna call them throwaway brushes, but they're workhorses that are there to prime. That's what they do. I needed another brush that I could treat nicely for detailing and whatnot. And I went over to the Iowata booth to try, not Iowata, to the spray gunner booth to try out different brushes, and they had them out there on beautiful stands, and just sat there and talk through them. Like, it is a different experience because you're talking to people that don't just make things to support games. A lot of them are gamers and painters themselves. Um, like the standout for me, of course, was the OPR game we played. Dadgum, go back and look at my short. That freaking set piece, insane, and it was all reclaimed toys, which me and my husband are gonna start thrifting. um, but it was a 5 level, just, amazing adventure that was laid out for us. Just people who are passionate about games. When my husband and I, we got in on Tuesday, and things didn't really kick off until like 5 p.m. on Wednesday. So when we got up, had lunch, went and had coffee, wandered around Milwaukee, as one does, which is a very wanderable city, by the way. Milwaukee, whatever you're doing, it's right. I think in one of my posts I called it Minneapolis because I was tired. It's fine. Am I gonna go correct it? No. I know what I did. Y'all know where I was. But we went in on Wednesday morning, like around 10 or 11, after we, got some sleep and were feeling better, just to go wander around and look at things being set up. When we got to the Barrett Center, like, there was security there. They were obviously letting people in who were setting up. They're like, "Why are y'all here early?" We're like, "Well, we just want to see where our classrooms are for our classes." And then we're just literally being looky-loos. We're not going to touch anything. And they were like, "Cool." Did the security thing, went through. Like, if you're cool, everyone else is cool. I didn't meet anybody who wasn't being cool, like being a respectable human being. So that first day, before things kicked off, we wandered around. We went to look and see where our classrooms were, stuck our heads in. There were a couple of people setting up who were like, "What are you doing?" We were like, I was there like, "I'm just looking because I'm nosy." And they were like, "Cool." I was like, "I'm not touching anything. Look, my hands are on my head." Like, just tell people what you're doing and why you're there, and then do that. And everyone's cool. Um, but it was so fun because we were walking between the big main building and the building that was across the street. There's like north and south, so we were going from one to the other. I forget which direction is which right now. But in the middle between them, before you get to the street, on the first floor next to the other big ballroom, the grand ballroom, like, and that's where all the 30K events took place. And I think they did BattleTech down there as well, and a couple of other games, Hero Quest, And these are games that I don't play, but hey, they had just as many folks. Give them their flowers. And there's a whole hallway of just people doing open gaming. So they were setting them up, and me and Mr. Otaku leaned over the rail, and we were looking at the different games. And I looked at one, I was like, "That is Drop Zone Commander." And somebody looked up, and they're like, "Yeah, it is." And it was the guy who manages the Drop Zone Commander Discord. And he was like, "How did you know?" I was like, "Because we play Drop Zone." He's like, "Did you bring your models?" I was like, "No, we flew." But like, he was excited that somebody knew what game it was, invited us to come down and game. Like, that's the energy of what you do. Like when I went over to War Boss Fitz, who was doing a Titan OPR, two tables over from where we were doing like the adventure OPR. Like everyone over there was smiling. Everyone was having a good time. Everyone brought, like, people want to show their models. It's a culmination of hard work. Like it almost feels like Adepticon is show and tell for us in the army hobby. And like people want to take pictures, and there's a guy in a space marine costume walking around. There was a Repentia walking around. There were people. She might cosplay next year. Can't can't guarantee it, but if I can find the time, she might cosplay. Cause gotta make a costume. If we're gonna drive, I can fit a costume. Um, but it just, as Minka-esque, before you ask. She's not putting on, well, I could be a novitiate. This would look good on me, actually. Because she's wolf. Um, but everyone, it's a different kind of convention. It is a place where people are there because they either do or support the gaming hobby. And when I say gaming hobbies, I mean the tabletop gaming hobbies. That's everything from the card gaming to the miniature gaming. And then we got Malediction as well, which that's cards and minis. So that was in our VIP bags. So it's a cool experience. I would highly recommend it for those who may have mobility issues. It is a very mobility friendly space. There's plenty of elevators, there's plenty of escalators, there's plenty of ramps, some nice wide open spaces, nice tall ceilings. We've got some friends who um, are military, and enclosed spaces don't work for them, based on their past, and because there were high ceilings and wide spaces, they didn't feel crowded in. Now if they add another 10,000 people, I don't know if it'll keep feeling that way. But to have people that might have something like PTSD or sensory issues, be able to be okay, and there were quiet spaces to escape to. They had rooms set up for moms who were nursing so they could just get out of the hustle and bustle. They had rooms that didn't have anything going on. There were plenty of places. There are plenty of places to sit. I will say a lot of the restaurants were running out of food because 4,000 extra people showed up this time. There was one restaurant, like, we went and sat down and started ordering off the menu. Like, we don't have that. We don't have that either. Or that. It was kind of funny, but it was like 4 days in. So, of course, they didn't have anything. But the vendors inside, there was like a ramen place that made like the best. Like, I mean, for like a big bowl of ramen and some sushi that I got at a convention, was fire. Okay, it was fire. It was tonkatsu ramen. I will have it again next year. There was a Filipino place serving. There was a barbecue place. There was this company that does like these big pirate mugs for custom sodas. And if you bring it to a convention and they're there, you can get refills for like $10 for the whole time. So like it's cool, and everyone wants to show you their game, and they want to show you their work, and we did like several game demos. We bought one of the game demos. I'll show you that when I do my haul video this weekend. But that's what Adepticon is for me. And I know we got a lot of introverts. My husband's an introvert. He likes persons, not people. I'm an extroverted extrovert who extroverts. I like everybody. But I can see how a place like that could be overwhelming if you're not a people person, if you're a person who likes persons. Um, but again, find your people. I had a big group of friends who were also there, up there with Lead Pursuit. Odessa Painting was there, but Chris was teaching a lot of classes. Forge World Odessa, he was teaching a lot of classes. Um, I have friends that were down, Duncan and them with the accountability buddies. They're all great. Get to know people, put yourself out there to make friends in these virtual spaces. And then when you come, it won't feel like you're coming into a building full of strangers. You're just coming to a reunion with friends you haven't made yet. But that was my experience. These are the things I'm going to work on right now to learn and practice and hone some techniques. And then we're going to get to the big stuff. Can y'all wait to see the big stuff? The 5 Nights of Freddy are coming. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.